But let me say that one more time. If we continue on the path we're on right now, we will run out of ICU capacity.
I wish this wasn't where we had to go, but it is. The virus continues to rage across our country and across our community.
Words of warning and new restrictions tonight for the St. Louis area as the pandemic rages on. Thanks for joining us on this Friday. I'm Corey Starr.
And I'm Samantha Jones. Let's walk you through some of the biggest changes in St. Louis County that will take effect on Tuesday. Dr. Page calls it a safer at home order. Underwood County residents can only leave home to go to work or school, to exercise, seek medical care, or to shop for food and supplies.
Any gathering should be limited to groups of 10 or less. There is no indoor service at bars and restaurants. Outdoor dining and takeout is still allowed.
News 4 does have team coverage for you tonight on the dire warning from hospital leaders and these new restrictions. We'll start with our Russell Kinsall, who's talking to business owners who are grappling with this news. Russell.
Yeah, right now, Russell's Cafe and Bakery here in Fenton is open, and for what we've seen, business has been brisk with indoor dining and with carryout as well. This business, along with the others, say they're just taking a deep breath and going to try to survive the next 4 weeks and keep their people employed. For one barbecue place in Kirkwood, the key to doing that is going to be their drive-through window.
So we're only indoor, but we have a drive-through window. So we really just have to execute our pickups through that window and do it quickly and get people in and get people out. So we don't have people waiting too long, and quick service. That's kind of the name of the game.
Honey Pit Smokehouse in Kirkwood is grateful to all of the customers that have been supporting them for the last few weeks, but it does not have any outdoor dining. It does have that drive-through window. During the early shutdown, that was the key to their survival as a business, and will be again for the next 4 weeks that indoor dining is banned. So listen, I also talked with some customers, and they were against the banning of indoor dining.
I think it's unfortunate, and I think the business should be able to figure out how they can keep their customers safe, and then we should be able to decide how we want to do, if we want to go or not.
As small businesses try to get through the next 4 weeks with that ban on indoor dining, there is one thing in the back of their minds that they are really fearful about. What that is, I'll tell you coming up on News 4 at 6. Live in Fenton, Russell Kinsall, News 4.
St. Louis hospital leaders echoing the call for more action. These as today's numbers from the St. Louis Pandemic Task Force are really hitting some records. New one-day admissions jumped from 109 to 125 today. That's a new record. The 7-day average of admissions also set a record, going from 101 to 105. And inpatient confirmed COVID positive hospitalizations increased from 681 yesterday to 719 today. That's also a new record. Ray Preston continues that part of our coverage tonight outside Barnes Jewish Hospital in the Central West End.
Well, for months we have heard from the Pandemic Task Force with warnings, tips, recommendations on how to stay safe. But I'll have to tell you, what we heard today from the task force was probably the most dire, the most frightening warning just yet. Dr. Alex Garza says if these latest numbers hold true, the area will see double the number of COVID patients in the hospital in just 2 weeks. At one point during the briefing today, it appeared Garza had to pause a moment to compose himself.
Our healthcare heroes have fought valiantly day after day, but we have no reserves. We have no backup that we can suddenly muster to come in and save the day.
More than 180 people, mostly healthcare workers spread across the state, took part in the briefing this morning online to show their support. Now, the task force is pleading with Governor Parson to order a statewide mask mandate. Now, that, of course, is a very divisive issue across Missouri, with critics saying it is government overreach and infringes on their rights.
The individuals who say it's their personal liberty not to put a mask on are actually doing something that's a fundamental violation of what we consider the norms of society. There's nothing about our country that says it is okay for people to do things that put other people's health at risk. Not wearing a mask is one of those things.
Now, News 4 did reach out to the governor after the briefing this morning. A statement from his office this afternoon says the governor has led with a balanced approach from day one and will continue to do so. It continues on to say that he has made it clear about his support for local control and says every individual must take action rather to minimize the spread of COVID-19. So it appears, unless something changes, that this task force will not get that mask mandate statewide that they are hoping for. Reporting live in the Central West End, Ray Preston, News 4.
Today, Governor J.B. Pritzker is pleading with Illinoisans to follow public health mitigations and give frontline workers a hand.
They're now working extremely long hours like they did last spring, actively saving lives on the front lines of this pandemic. Preventing the spread of COVID helps keep our healthcare workers healthy. And in the midst of this COVID storm, protecting nurses and doctors may mean the life of someone you care about will be saved, maybe even yours.
News 4 is tracking the 7-day positivity rate in the bi-state. Missouri has grown to nearly 24%, and Illinois is also up. Their positivity rate now sits at more than 13%. Today, St. Louis Mayor Lyda Krewson attributed the recent spike to Halloween and the gatherings that came with it. She says it's concerning leading into Thanksgiving.
Don't get together with your extended family, please. When you put kids and teenagers and mom and dad and aunts and uncles and cousins and grandma and great-grandma, and you put all those people together to have what you would normally have, which I'm sure is a great time on Thanksgiving, having turkey and whatever your family's traditions are, but that is really a recipe to get a lot of people sick.